Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. Or is it? Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Another late night. Looks like you're not getting let into TRADARS.com. I know that because I'm not getting let in by TRADARS.com. So it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and there's a bit of a malfunction at the junction. I know what code that was supposed to be. So I need some time here to, 5 minutes. I need 5 minutes to fix the glitch. All right. Let's see. Is there background music on this? Yeah. Okay, so let's say 8:30 we'll start. I should be in before that, but let me put it on the clock. Where's our stream software? Uh, uh, cool. 8:30? Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Give me a few minutes. I know how to fix this for today. I'm not getting the chat for some reason. Let me pull that up. Good. There we go. So, good morning. All right. All right. Sorry, not enough sleep. Where am I going? Oh, yeah. No, that's not the name of it. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, so far so good. No. Yeah, it looks like I updated it 7 hours ago in one spot, but not the other spot. Okay, how do I do this? There, okay. I go there. Now I got to go to this other site. I made fire! I did it. I am Groot!
US dollar CNH is likely to edge higher. UOB Group. The US dollar is higher to start the day with the US dollar yen leading the way again.
US dollar yen. Further US dollar strength is likely. UOB Group.
Slightly positive mood in world markets.
Kiwi dollar, US dollar. Next support at 0.5690 is unlikely to come into view. UOB Group.
Euro trading defensively on weaker German IP. Scotiabank. Gold prices climb above $4,000 Oz amid political, economic uncertainty.
Crypto today, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP holds steady after a brief correction.
Australian dollar, US dollar. Likely to head lower and test the 0.6555 support level. UOB Group. Canadian dollar flat and outperforming on crosses. Scotiabank.
HSBC raises 2025 average silver price forecast to $38.56 per ounce. Oil prices climb as traders weigh U.S. inventory data, supply glut worries.
Right. We're in business. We are in business. All right. There we go. Cool. How do I look? Turn me up. YouTube. Forex.Today. So, good morning. I got to turn the music off, but I don't even know where it's coming from. That's not too distracting, huh? Anyways, good morning, everybody. It's time to go through our charts and everything. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments. Some people were panicking and, all that kind of stuff. I apologize. All right, so anyways, we should be ready. I don't know. Yeah, you don't hear the music? It's not really music. Oh, I found it. It's background noise. There we go. Anyways, okay, so today we're going to make it quick and easy. We're going to just go through our normal routine. We'll go through the sentiment tools. Then we'll go through some technicals. The fundamental analytics section is being transferred. In fact, it has been transferred. We've moved stuff from all the different servers onto our cloud. The issue now is the membership server talking. So anyways, I've been talking to machines for weeks now. So I miss you guys. I miss you. So yeah, so we're very, 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 very close. I just hit a wall around 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yeah. So anyways, so we had a little glitch this morning. I apologize for that. And it was only because of one little piece of line of code that didn't occur to me last night as I was falling asleep. So anyways, so that's what we're going to do today. But thank you for being here. Forex.Today, combination of Traders Way and TRADARS. Amazing analytics with amazing execution. But trading is risky and not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. And have I ever mentioned that 2.0 is amazing? Yeah. Yeah, it's quite extraordinary. So I can't wait to see what you think of it, what works well, what doesn't work well, and what is actually not working at all. I'm looking for that. So the hard work hasn't even begun. But by and large, as I play around with it, I mean, I built it, but then you still have to test it. It's everything I've ever wanted as a trader and as an investor. Yeah. I mean, whoa. Anyways, so we got our FOMC meeting minutes coming up. That's great. Is it even being released? I think it is being released. Because I had Bloomberg running in the background while I was working yesterday, and I'm pretty sure they said it was coming out, but the Federal Reserve is a branch of the government, so it may not be coming out. Wonder. It's the Board of Governors that releases it, isn't it? Is it scheduled? This is really nice, actually. So see how they're pulling this from the BEA and the BLS? Yeah, so am I. Yeah. So I have the same access to this data as the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Bank. It's kind of cool. But are we actually going to get today? It doesn't say it. So maybe we don't get it. But most people don't even read it. I like to read it though. And then that's it for today. And then tomorrow claims, but I think the government's still shut down, isn't it? That means no claim for you. No, I wasn't being racist or something. No, I'm trying to do the soup Nazi. Sign. Looks like gold got above $4,000 an ounce. That's good. I own a whole lot. And I've been dreaming last night in my 4 hours of sleep about buying dips in Bitcoin. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Huh? Crypto today, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP holds steady after a brief correction. So this is so I got this transitioned over and made some improvements to it. This is great because it's AI that I developed and it sits on Amazon Web Service Cloud. And it was a little tricky because I had to integrate on our server the AWS server, but then it's also connected to the voice AI that reads it. And so all of a sudden, you got a lot of duct tape going on. I wasn't sure. But yeah, we were able to do it. And, little things like this, like that scroll bar, I hate it. So, that kind of stuff I was able to fix and get just perfect. The other thing is right now, when you are a member to use the chat, it asks you to register through a third party system because, this isn't our chat. I'm licensing it and integrating it, but it's third party. In the new version, you log in and it knows it's you and you have access to the chat. So you're like, oh, so it's a single sign on? No, 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 no. We built our own chat software. Like I'm telling you, the upgrades are amazing. You're like, wait, you just built your own from scratch? Yeah. All right, so this is kind of like a vol calendar. Nothing to worry about today. That's all we have to get into. Scalping, it's a great way to review, what's going on. When I look at this, it looks like we're boxed in support and resistance. Now you can go through and look for opportunities. I when I do my morning routine or my 4 hour routine, I just burned through this. I'm like, so are they all trending up, down, or sideways? And it looks like, yeah, everything back to support or resistance. I'm like, okay. Okay. Hang on, my phone is pinging. It's probably members freaking out. Did you all sign up for? It's so terrible, huh? Oh, hey, JGB. Sorry about that. That's what would that be, huh? Yeah, I'll get that fixed. Uh, and yeah, I'll get that fixed. I don't know. I don't know what it was, JGB. Here. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so this is another good way. You can spend some time and do some pretty good analytics here. But again, I'm just kind of warming up and looking at trends. Obviously, trending. Okay, some consolidation. Ooh, definitely trending. So either pound is weak or cat is strong. Okay, either kiwi was weak or cat is strong. But so I could look at this. If I think this move is going to stay in play, I probably want to check out the 4 hour and daily charts, find out where those moving averages are. But based on implied volatility on the 1 hour, we've come back to a level based on what usually happens on this pair in which it may be resistance. And so up to down could be, I mean, you can consider it a V-shaped reversal and that it's going to go all the way back, but that would be unusual based on implied volatility. So again, you would want to go back and look at the charts. Is this a daily pivot profit zone? Is it a weekly pivot profit zone? Is it a monthly? Well, all that is technical analysis. All we have here is an RSI, a moving average, and implied volatility. I don't really use the RSI here, but it is what it is. It's not overbought according to these, settings. Remember, I changed my settings, and this is just in our algo. But up and down is one way of looking at it. Or if you think it's going to V shape, you better be damn sure that you have some good technicals, or be able to explain something fundamentally has changed. Why did this go from super weak to super strong? That would be extraordinarily unusual without some sort of fundamental rationale. So it must be technical. So again, check your pivots, check your psychs, all that kind of stuff. Figure out, why did it go this way? Is this an OPEC thing? Is this an oil thing? Is it not an oil thing? Is it specifically cat, or is it specifically kiwi? Now you might be thinking, well, Wayne, don't you know the news? I mean, whoa, whoa, whoa. What I mean is in general. Okay. Cat is strong across the board. I bet you that cat yen looks pretty. You want to do cat Swissy? Yep. And then did we miss the cat yen yet? Page 2. By the way, if you find there's too many assets here, you can thin this. Right? I don't know if you've played with the settings or not, but you can go in and turn on and off anything you want. So I turned off stocks. I mean, we track a lot of things. Like, why don't I turn that 10-year on, huh? That's true, Richard, but not always necessarily true. It's not wrong, but we have enough data now where we can say, like you said, hey, I wonder if oil going from 60 to 62 is the reason the Canadian dollar is strong. Yeah, maybe, but not necessarily. And we have the data now. And so you can then follow that hypothesis through and do your analytics and then set up trade plans. Yeah. All right. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Sentiment. We have some changes coming here. It's already integrated. It's a little prettier now. Okay. The new version is a little prettier. It does all the same work. It's just a little more organized. But it still reads all the articles and understands them and scores them. Cool. True artificial intelligence, by the way. Because it has to understand the context. And that's what makes it AI. An algorithm is basically math. Okay, look at this data set, do this mathematics, provide the output. That's an algorithm. Read the article, understand the context of the article, and then, critique it and give it a score or a grade based on blah, 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 blah. And then like, okay. So it has to understand economics, but not just economics, trading and investing, right? So it was kind of interesting to build a large language model around trading and investing. And I was joking the other, a little bit earlier about dreaming during my 4 hours of sleep, but actually I did, and my mind is consumed, right? And I was working on new ways to teach the LLM, the large language model, sorry, the brain, the neural network of Traders 2.0. I want to continue to train it economics and trading. And so I was just contemplating different ways of doing that, which is kind of cool because you can show it things, but you can ask it questions and say, no, 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 that's not always true, or that's not quite right. I can say, well, that's generally true, but not with the United States dollar because it's a reserve currency. So let's pull up the Fed data and I'll show you how that correlation is different than all the others. See, look at the data. And it goes, oh. So really, I'm training neo jujitsu, you see? I'm Morpheus. I just realized it. No, 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 no. I'm the architect. That makes more sense. I'm the architect. Yeah. You're Morpheus. You're the leader of your own Nebuchadnezzar trading business. Yeah. And Neo works for you, right? No, no, it's not launched, Andrew. So it mistakenly was trying to register you. So did you sign up and pay money? I don't even know. I just climbed out of bed, jumped in the shower, and then got down here, and it bugged. It glitched in the middle of the night. Now, if you're talking about you're in here now and it says TRADARS 2.0 coming soon, yeah, it was supposed to be last night. It 2.0 works. It's the membership portion of matching your subscription to the new stuff. Okay. But if you signed up for the new stuff, it hasn't officially launched. So I apologize. It's a real cluster. But I could possibly unlock things today or tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, it's super close. Yeah, it's super close. So I was even thinking maybe I'll cancel my FX Street, right? Presentation on Friday, and we'll do a launch party on Friday on YouTube here. Excuse me. Or something. But yeah. All right. So anyway, so we don't have access to this. Yeah, it deserves something, Denise, but the thing is I'm just running out of time. Like just need to trade. we just need it. You're like, that'd be great. Good, give it to me. Yeah, because I hope to get it working today. It's really complicated because there's so many different levels of technology. It's not just that it's AI. It's that, to do everything. There's, like I said, I'm using Amazon Web Services. I'm using AI for voices. I'm using AI to read charts. I'm using AI to read articles. I'm using AI to analyze things. And then we're connected to something like, I think, get this, I think we're connected to 37 different government databases. Think of that. We are connected to 37 different central banks or government agencies. That's no joke. Like, really? And they're all different. And remember, it's just data. It doesn't do calculations like, well, what's the year over year change in CPI? No, it doesn't have that. Yeah, it doesn't have that. So once you have the data, now you have to do that. Okay? But that's what TRADARS is now. Then the next level is once you have the data and it's all been cleaned up and reformatted and all that kind of stuff, and then you do your algorithms to do the calculations of what is the year over year change in CPI for New Zealand. Great. Then that sits on top of artificial intelligence that understands it, puts it into context, and makes trading and investment decisions based on the economics and investment strategies that I've taught it. So it can look at it, read it, think about it, and then generate like a four-dimensional summary and strategic review specifically for you. Yeah. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, no, it thinks. You'll see I often say we because I interact with it in a very human way because I'm its teacher. So that's the big thing, the big difference between just reporting. So like this is actually a screenshot of Traders 2.0. It's pretty, isn't it? It's clean. And look at you'll say, okay, but it doesn't have all the assets. No, but it has all the big assets. So this is actually a lower level tier. So what I've done is made it super, 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 super affordable for people that need the affordability. So to do that, I mean, it costs money, right? So to query the database and the AI and all that kind of stuff, to make it a smaller of a query for some people that choose to have the more basic level of Traders 2.0, it provides 8 of the most important assets. This is your COT, month over month, week over week. Now, it does a lot more than this, of course, so don't say, okay, that's cool, but. No, there's a bunch of things there. But notice that it says 37 assets. And you can unlock them. Oh, whoa, what? And all of a sudden, the page will dynamically offer you your specific experience, meaning it'll generate for you what you want. So no two members really have the same experience, which is kind of cool. And then there's other features like, check this out, click any bar to view detailed historical analytics. So if you have access to Aiden, our AI, if you click this, it'll generate a full bore gold analysis. Pops up a new window. It looks at things. Remember, it understands technicals, it understands fundamentals, it understands sentiment, it understands institutional positioning, it understands seasonality, and it'll just generate for you what all this means. Like, dude. Well, whatever. Let's get on with it. Yeah, it's pretty. It's nice. It's clean, but it's very, very, very sophisticated. Okay, so let's go through our normal assets. Okay, let's go through our normal assets. I have Euro turned on. I have Bitcoin turned on. You know what? Let's do something different today. Instead of going through all the basic routine, let's do something different. I'll show you the use case. Now, this stays. This remains. I like our technical radars. Okay. So Aussie CAD, CAD Swissy, CAD Yen, Euro CAD, Pound CAD, Kiwi CAD. Why am I doing this? Well, it appears that CAD has been strong. So I want to see what opportunities, in particular reversal patterns and trending patterns, currently exist for the Canadian dollar. And I suppose I'm looking for Canadian dollar strength. So CAD Yen, pullback, moving average, or bottom. That's strength with a threat. Okay. But again, your goal is to buy at support, right? Well, support is probably this roll reversal, but it might be the dynamic one, which is the moving average. So it's a threat now, but open up your 15-minute chart, and maybe this moving average, maybe the bottom double line. Okay, great. Pound CAD, does that show? No, so we would assume weakness. Yeah. So that a falling wedge is weakness. And that's an opportunity. So check out Pound CAD on a 1 hour. So are you creating a list? This is just telling you what to look at so you don't waste any time. So you say CAD Yen 15. Great. Pound CAD, go to the hour, set it up. Look at your pivot points, look at your other moving averages, use your oscillators, do whatever you normally do. But that might be an opportunity because you want to buy CAD, and that selling this would be buying CAD. Okay, how about this? Nope. See how easy that is? Okay. This is strength on the EuroCAD daily. And you were thinking about buying CAD. Well, the arrow is showing that. However, you only want to sell in a downtrend. You don't want to sell in an uptrend. That's an uptrend. So no. Consolidation with a breakout, kickback, sell it off the moving average. That looks good. Look at your pound CAD 4-hour chart. Check it out. It may now be making lower highs and lower lows. CAD yen looks great. Breakout, pullback. Okay, put that on the to-do list. The daily CAD yen. Check that out. Okay, USD CAD, we're thinking down. This is daily pass. Okay, Kiwi CAD, we're thinking maybe down, but this is bearish. That's great, but it's a threat. We've breached the moving average. So the pattern is the upper one. I might even do a second tier one, sort of like 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation. So this says maybe up and then down later. That's a daily chart, so that could be a week. That could be days. So pass. Done. So do I have 5 things to look at or 4 things to look at? Now I would go to my charts. Now I would do technical analysis. Thing is, I'm not that keen on CAD anyways. So it's strong today, but I just might sell it tomorrow. So that's fundamental. That's the difference. Because chasing something that has been strong last night is kind of in of itself a dumb idea. Because it's strong last night, I don't care. I'm a bear. So if it goes too high, if some knucklehead buys it, I'll sell it high. But you know what it probably is, and this is why we track COT. Dollar looks strong, but it may just be short covering. And if a bunch of traders just made a ton of money having been short the Canadian dollar for quite some time, well, they'll probably short it again. Profit is habitual, isn't it? Correct. But I want you to understand there's a reason. Okay, so this is like a relief rally. So that's an important distinction, isn't it, Richard? So now you can say, because of a fundamental hypothesis that the trade war between Canada and the United States is at very least diminished, maybe over, maybe whatever, but not worse. And we know the Canadian economic data has been a total disaster. So maybe that pain and suffering is over, right? So it doesn't mean people are buying it. It means, at the very least, I mean, maybe people are buying the Canadian dollar. But just because it's strong doesn't mean people are buying it. So the world, Richard, may be getting out of their CAD short positions. And for those that haven't, any buying opportunities, maybe some people likely are buying CAD. And meanwhile, others are selling their shorts, which means bears are buying and a few bulls are buying. And that price action can hit stop losses, which forces other bears to become buyers. They may not be bulls, but they're buying to offset their short. You see what I mean? Why is it I don't like volume? I don't think I ever said I don't like volume. But I'm a macro guy, not a micro guy. And I know you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Well, kind of does. Like, if you're going to buy a stock, or more importantly than that, sell a stock, you must have the volume. So the volume is an issue of liquidity. Okay. In Forex and futures and options, we don't really have a liquidity issue. And stock traders do. So you can typically spot a former stock trader because they want to talk about volume all the time. Okay. Because if I wanted to sell 100,000 shares of Apple, there's no problem. I don't care about volume because there's easily enough volume to sell those shares because it's heavily, heavily, heavily traded. It's very, very, very liquid. But maybe my dogfood.com shares lack liquidity. Maybe nobody is buying this stuff, but I want to sell a huge position, but nobody's buying it now. So how do I get people to buy my position? I have to lower the price. How do you lower the price? Well, dump your position into an illiquid market and watch the price fall. Yeah. So, but that's not what I do. You know, buying and selling CAD yen's not going to have a liquidity problem, so I don't really care about volume. But we do have implied volatility, and part of that is knowing when the volume. So we instead of measuring volume directly, we can manage the volatility, or we can calculate the volatility. See, we can't calculate volume directly because Forex doesn't have an exchange. It's the interbanking system. So how much did the Bank of Mitsubishi in Japan trade yesterday? I don't know. Now, I think I can hook up to some of that data through third-party providers, but I don't want TRADARS to use third-party providers. And even then, it would still be incomplete because you can't have every bank and every trade and every, whatever. Okay. But you know what we can track? The price. And price tends to not move at all or very, very little. How about this? Price tends to move less when there's low levels of volume of trading, right? And it tends to move more when there's high volume of trading. And that what you're measuring is the up and down of the market increases as buyers and sellers come into the market and then they leave. So we can track that, and we can do it every hour of the day broken down by 15-minute chunks. So how much does euro pound move every hour? And then you redo the calculation every 15 minutes for the hour. Okay. And then you can then look at the data and say, every 15 minutes, look at the last 4 hours of how much this asset tends to move up and down. And then you do that daily. Every 15 minutes, go back X number of candles and do the average range. You see? So now your range, which is called volatility or variance, is the true. Okay, every 15-minute calculate the variance. Okay. over the last 1 hour, the variance over the last 4 hours, the variance over the last 24 hours, every 15 minutes. And then understand the historical context. So now do that looking backwards, let's say for a year. So you do this calculation every 15 minutes based on the previous, going back Wednesdays for a year or 30 days, whatever. Okay. Cool. And so that's what we're actually kind of doing, Richard, to think about it that way. On Wednesdays, we're quite liquid around now, but then as we approach the London close, okay, we're losing liquidity. And that will be seen in less variance because nobody's trading. Why would price vary? Okay. And then using math from there, you can do the square root of the variance, create the standard deviation and all that kind of stuff. And so to do this, then we do all these calculations over and 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 organize it by day. So now these 1,000 calculations have to be done 7,000 different ways. And so even though we don't see every trade in the world, it's implied that we do through price and the variance of price calculated over and 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 over. So it's insane, right? Like, how about this? There's 1 million calculations to produce this page, and it updates every 15 minutes. How about that? Now, is that true? I don't know if it's precisely true, but it's essentially true. And we're talking one page. And watch this. Let's do USD Mexican peso. You know what? Did you see? The page doesn't change. So TRADARS 2.0 is very much the same, where there's really, if you're a web designer, and you're thinking about the architecture and the structure and the organization of the user experience, and you're like, this page gives you this page gives you that, this page gives you that other thing. Well, you'll notice that the page isn't changing, the content is changing. So we're querying and then generating this in real time. All of TRADARS 2.0 is that way. Yeah, all of it. So like the cool thing about this page, so let's say you're tracking USD yen today and you're doing the implied volatility, you can just sit on this page and this asset will update automatically without you having to refresh your page. You see the benefit of that? You're like, oh, wait, what? Yeah, the content refreshes, but the page is static. Yeah. It's all dynamically created. So there's a lot of benefits to that. So the site, the new site 2.0, is much lighter, much faster, much leaner, but it has to be because we're doing 1,000 times more complication in what we're actually doing. So imagine it's 1,000 times bigger. Well, that might slow it down, right? So that's why I had to build the architecture from scratch, because you can't just take the old, TRADARS 1.0 and make it 1,000 times more complicated, because the technology in which it was built, which is primarily for algorithm and not AI, you can't just have an algorithm become AI. You just can't do it. And so you'll be astonished. Some of these pages will look exactly the same, and you're like, oh well, Wayne didn't change anything. No. It's 100% different. It's 100% different. Cool. Looks like David's starting a session right now. You guys should be able to get into the training for those that were not able to get in last night for that 4-hour period of my sleeping. You should be able to log in and access David's lecture. And so that's starting right now. That was just, I don't even know why I clicked on it, but that was good. So why don't I let you go? Go zip over there and hang out with Mr. Pegler. And I will bid you adieu. I will just keep working. And hopefully very, 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 very soon. We're going to rock it with 2.0. So peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you for your patience with me. I appreciate you and your professionalism and your kindness. All right. We'll get her done. I think you can hear that I'm trying not to get sick. Yeah. So anyways, love you, babe. That was real. Got to jump. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. And